Coming up on Mountain News this morning, an arrest has been made in a Leslie County shooting that killed one person. And if you have ever felt unsafe on the road from drivers going the wrong way, Kentucky officials are working with new tech to detect erroneous drivers.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning, I'm Amelia Lee. The time is 5:31. The date is August 30th. It's time to take a check in with weather with meteorologist Tim Drawbridge. And I know, Tim, it's been hot. Do we have any hope for that heat to break later on through next week?
Oh, the hope is coming down the pike, Amelia. That's for sure. Another day with heat and humidity, though. Cooler. Remember what I said yesterday. We lose the heat heading into tomorrow. Then we lose the humidity, and that trend is still going to play out. We just got to deal with heat index feels like values this afternoon again in the 3 digits. Mid-60s with a layer of low clouds and fog developing outside our door here in Hazard. And it's pretty much the same case across all of eastern and southern Kentucky until you leave Ashland and Louisa down 64 into West Virginia. Some very thick fog out that way. 71 at the London Corbin Airport right now, 64 at Wise, 69 Ashland, 72 at Moorhead, and it's mid-60s. Good morning to you at Jonesville. Again, above any low clouds and fog, not much is going on again this morning. We'll take that, right? Unfortunately, we get the sunshine with the heat and humidity one more day, a high of 95 with an isolated shower and thunderstorm pattern heading through the afternoon. We'll talk about the break in the pattern with your ARH First Alert 7-day forecast. That's coming up in just a few moments. Amelia, back to you.
Thank you, Tim. Kentucky State Police have identified the woman killed Thursday night in Leslie County. Early yesterday morning, Leslie County deputies were called to a trailer home in the Wootton community in response to a reported gunshot. Deputies found Mary Andrews of London had been shot, and she was taken to the hospital where she later died. Police later arrested William Pennington of Wootton. State police say it is still early in the investigation.
At this point, that's something we're still investigating. We've got questions that we're trying to get answers to. As of right now, we're trying to get all the pieces together of what transpired and what led up to the actual shooting itself.
Pennington has been charged with manslaughter and is being held at the Leslie County Detention Center. A man is accused of setting a house on fire in southern Kentucky. London police say through a joint effort with Kentucky State Police, they arrested Brandon Dixon. The arrest follows a Sunday house fire on North Mill Street, which fire crews say appeared to be intentionally set. Dixon is charged with arson. He's being held in the Laurel County Detention Center. 2 men are accused of stealing wire from a coal mine. It happened at the Cobra Coal Mine on Kentucky 233 in the Gray community in Knox County. As the suspects were trying to get away, a deputy says he was forced off the roadway to avoid a head-on collision. The driver, 29-year-old Michael Finelli, and the passenger, 29-year-old Abraham Finelli, both of Williamsburg, were eventually arrested. They face various charges and were taken to the Knox County Detention Center. Predators are using new technology to threaten kids in Kentucky. One school district is taking action to make sure parents stay ahead of criminals. The FBI is investigating an exploitation case in Greenup County. A student sent a picture of their face to a scammer on TikTok. The scammer then threatened to attach that picture to nude photos unless the student paid up. Although the scam happened off campus, district leaders say they can't afford to ignore what happened.
It created an opportunity for us to educate our parents, our community, and even ourselves on how our students can handle those things a little better.
District leaders will meet next month to organize a cyber safety training session for parents. A man was arrested in Wayne County after police found drugs in a car. Police stopped a car on Kentucky Highway 90 after finding Johnny Sweet, a man they say had an active arrest warrant. Police say they found drugs in plain view. Sweet now faces drug trafficking charges. He was taken to the Wayne County Detention Center. Governor Andy Beshear hosted a Team Kentucky update yesterday. He announced some numbers in reference to seized drugs in July. Governor Beshear says the total value of drug seizures completed by troopers with Kentucky State Police amounted to more than $9.6 million. He says that included more than $5 million worth of meth and $3 million worth of cocaine. Kentucky State Police made 318 drug arrests in July. Yesterday, the Laurel County Sheriff's Office reported a missing person. Griffin Kitabayashi was last seen on the Park and Ride lot in North London off US 25. He is a 27-year-old man and described as 5'11", weighing 160 pounds with brown hair. He drives a 1999 Honda Civic and the license plate of L1T756. If you know his location, you are asked to call the Laurel County Sheriff's Office at 606-864-6600. 2 people reported missing by police in Letcher County have now been found. Jenkins Police Chief James Steffens confirmed with WYMT that Tyler and Alicia Newsom were found. Firefighters originally thought they could have been inside a home that caught on fire, but no remains were found. One person was taken to the hospital after a crash in Pulaski County. First responders were dispatched to the scene of a motorcycle versus pickup truck crash. The crash happened on Valley Station Drive. One person was flown to the hospital. Officials have not released their name or condition. Carjacking is among a long list of crimes listed in the Safer Kentucky Act that qualify an individual as a violent offender. The new changes that went into effect last month will keep violent offenders in prison for the majority of their sentences. It also eliminates all earned sentence credits for violent offenders. Louisville police say they plan to use the Safer Kentucky Act to its full power. The Kentucky Transportation Cabinet is rolling out new technology designed to detect wrong-way drivers. It's called the Wrong Way Driving and Integrated Safety Technology System. And here's how it works. First, the detection system identifies a driver going the wrong way in real time. Then it activates warnings to discourage the wrong way driver. Finally, it warns other drivers and first responders there is a driver going the wrong way. It's the first of many steps transportation leaders hope will increase safety.
Wrong way crashes happen in different places, not just on ramps, not just on interstates. So after the testing and the evaluations are completed, we'll know more about where we can implement the projects.
The Kentucky Transportation Cabinet says there's been 216 wrong-way crashes in the state since 2015. 69 of those were deadly. During the next month, pilot programs will roll out in Fayette and Jefferson counties. One Eastern Kentucky restaurant was given movie replica money. Jenkins police say 2 teenagers used the fake $20 bills to pay for their meal at Paco's Mexican restaurant. Director of Compliance and Enforcement, Chris Anderson, says they have identified the teens responsible and have resolved the situation.
The parties that are responsible for this are working to make it right, which is good. You know, kids make mistakes. We understand that. We don't necessarily want a kid's mistake like this to be something that will stick with them forever, especially if they're willing to own up to it and make it right.
The Sheriff's Office in Laurel County is also warning about replica movie bills being used in the community. Officials with FEMA announced a disaster recovery center will be returning to southern Kentucky. A mobile disaster recovery center will be available in Whitley County. The unit will be open from September 3rd through the 6th. Officials say the center will be used to assist people impacted by severe storms in May. Police announced crews will be working on roads in Pineville later today. Officers with the Pineville Police Department announced crews will be paving in the city starting at 6:30 this morning. The paving will happen on Cherry and Virginia Avenues. Police are asking people to move their cars by the start time. Some Kentucky lawmakers are leaving for Taiwan today. Senate President Robert Stivers is among a delegation of legislative leaders from the U.S. visiting America's 8th largest trading partner. In a news release, Stivers says the hope is to expand economic and educational opportunities in the future. When we return, Labor Day is almost upon us, but that doesn't mean that travelers haven't already hit the road for their destinations.
And just maybe you don't have a 4-day weekend. It's only a 3-day weekend. Oh, shucks, right? Yeah, I know. But still, you got to travel somewhere this morning, right? We'll let you know where the fog is with your ARH First Alert 7-day forecast coming up in just a few moments.